We've got a couple of things that are a little bit different in here from like the good blue-white control decks that other people play in Modern. Largely, I've got some Thought Scours, which honestly, I think Thought Scour might be okay in regular blue-white control too. Thought Scour helps us get back to our approaches faster, but it also just like clears Jace brainstorms. It gets back to gets cast Terminus on their turn. We have Search for Azcanta, so it helps fire up Search for Azcanta sooner, etc. I have 3 Snapcaster Mages in the deck. Normally, this archetype doesn't play that many, but Thought Scour gives us more Snapcaster targets, both because it's a cheap instant and because it flips more cards into our discard pile. All right, in we go. It's 3 Jace, 3 Cryptic. Thank you. Calm down. You can sub using these links here. Is Approach Tron the next on the docket? I'm not sure. So if this feels like a failure as well, the next 2 variations of Approach the Second Sun that I want to try before we admit that we can't do it is I want to try a blue-white Tron variation and I want to try an As Foretold variation. But I'm not quite sure what the details on As Foretold are going to be. Like, is there a third color? It definitely involves As Foretold Ancestral Visions, but I don't know what else I want other than that. I don't have Verdict because Verdict's much worse than Terminus, and I don't want more than 4 sweepers in my main deck. I think Terminus is very well positioned in Modern. Like, not only are there a lot of graveyard-based decks, but, like, getting your sweeper to cost 1 mana is huge. It's a pretty bad hand. It's fine. Not good, but fine. We all know Tron is our hope. I don't think Esper really does anything, Justin. Maybe there's a black-white variation, but, like, it's just like, so with Esper, you can get discard spells, I guess, but then, like, you're taking so much damage from your mana base because your Esper that Thoughtseize becomes worse. Yep, we've won 1 match. To set the bar low, we've won more matches than we won in the first couple leagues yesterday. I did it. Don't leave me again. This is the first match of the day, so first match of the league. I mean, we have spot removal. Yeah, the Tron idea could be sweet. The Tron idea could be sweet. I'm going to keep that because it sets this Terminus back up for later. We have 1 win. If we don't cash any of the first 5 leagues, we're going to do something else for the second half of the stream at Justin's request, but I feel like 5 different variations is a fair shake here. Moto seems fine. It's not any worse than it often is. I'm going to play the island here because we could maybe opt into a Terminus next turn. As Foretold. We're going to try As Foretold. Yeah, I believe this is Rad Life. We played them earlier. I don't like proliferate cards in the Super Friends deck. That's why there aren't copies of it in the deck. It always feels like a weird question to me. Like, do you like this card that you're not playing? It's like, well, no, I don't like it because that's why I'm not playing it. That's fine for now. That'll give us back our Jace later. Whenever I do deck building streams, I'm always reminded, like, why I get so many decks that are submitted that just, like, are basically terrible. Just, like, people just, they love to go overboard. Like, you can take a possible sweet idea, like, approach, but then, like, people are like, let's play Monomic Wall. Let's play all these other cards. They're just, like, way too clunky and slow. And it's just like, well, It's not really a good idea. It's too clunky and slow. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm saying building decks is a very complicated process, and people often miss the little details, even just based on based on mana bases. Like people are really bad at mana base construction. All right, I think I'm gonna Jace and Scry here. Mana-based construction isn't explicitly easy, but there are some very easy fundamental principles you can apply to get much better mana bases than I get sent in on average. I actually have an article about it. So if you have a hard time building mana bases in Modern, you should bookmark this article. Bookmark this article. They could sack the voice at end of turn to potentially make a token to attack me, but I think this is fine. People keep asking about Ensnaring Bridge. People need to remember that that Ensnaring Bridge is a card that requires your hand to be empty. So playing Ensnaring Bridge in our deck full of 7 mana sorceries is generally speaking not the greatest game plan. Mono Green Stompy is definitely the better deck by Thread. The Green Stompy deck is pretty reasonable, I think. It's got a good proactive game plan. Did they mess the article up when they converted it? Yeah, wow, they did. I'm gonna take 2 seconds and email my editor really quick here. So, Gathering Magic recently moved all their stuff to being hosted on Cool Stuff Inc. directly, and some of the formatting on their conversion didn't come over exactly. Oh, maybe I should have pathed this. Yeah, I messed up. Ugh. That was a mistake. Yeah, I was just sending an email, and then it just completely messed this up. I could have pathed this, put the Terminus back on top, and then hit this Thought Scour or this Snapcaster, and then been fine. So what do I want to do now that I messed up? I think I'm just passing. Nah, let's do this. I think I still just do this. Afternoon tour. So yeah, so if I would have done this first, I could Terminus their board next turn, and now I can't because I'm dumb. Now I'm probably going to lose the Jace. I guess I could Snap Path the Voice of Resurgence. That seems like an okay plan. And then I can chump the token that it makes and keep my Jace around. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to keep my Jace alive through this turn cycle is basically what it comes down to. I mean, it depends on, like, what your definition of right is. Like, that puts them down at 2/2. So, like, if they wanted to, they could have turned their Sculptor into a permanent discard spell, and they decided that wasn't worthwhile to them. Yeah, I do have a land on top, so I can hardcast Terminus next turn. That is correct. But, like, ideally, I want Jace to stay in play, because Jace is one of the ways I run away with this game. So, hardcasting approach is an option. People being called out for their awful mana bases is my fetish. What's going on, Omnifect? Thanks for the 2-month subscription there. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, Muchado, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Oh, I didn't update Stream Decker. I don't think I updated it the second time either. It is now current. Thank you for the reminder. Opponent said they had to AFK for a second. So yeah, so my sequencing was a little bit medium. Someone mentioned I should have killed the Viscera Seer. Maybe that's the case. I guess that would mean I would get to Terminus away all their stuff, which would be nice. Wait. What? I think that has to be a misclick, right? Coming out of the YouTube shadows. Well, welcome. They got a little punt back to us after I missequenced last turn.
Okay. Sure. What do you want? You want me to go get you something?
If I'd given birth when I'd first subbed, he'd be walking now. 8 months is kind of early for walking. Sometimes though, sometimes. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
I'm a bingo square.
Thought Scour allows us to instant speed cast Terminus. It also allows us to... Am I dead? I'm not dead, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm really confused as to what's happening at the moment. I think I'm going to Thought Scour away these 2 lands on top of my deck, because I'm really not interested in drawing them, right? I have no idea. Go find out.
Why should I investigate the noise?
Because I'm working.
What do you want to eat?
Pizza's fine.
Do you want your half a sandwich?
I ate that for breakfast.
How many slices of pizza do you want?
Half of it.
What the heck happened down here?
Your 3-year-old is what happened.
Why did you allow this?
Look, nobody allows or disallows Declan to do anything. He just does. So we have 2 lands on top of our deck here that we get to bin for that. Come on. Yes, please. 3. And some of the dressing. You're the best. I love you. I'm gonna put these back, and then Temple of Enlightenment, scry the land to the bottom. With Cryptic, Snap Cryptic, we should be in a really good spot. Children are like the Borg, they're just a force of nature. No, I'm just like not gonna let whatever they're doing resolve. I guess I actually don't care about this, right? So probably gonna set up Terminus for next turn now. I mean, I've had Jace active for like 6 turns. They can assume that I have a counterspell. Yeah, we just need to, we only want to keep rally. We want to get the board clean and then keep like rally and return the rakes from happening. Okay, so there's an approach. I feel like we're not quite at the approach portion of the game though, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm not quite at the approach the second sun portion of the game yet. Why would I return the token? I don't really care about the token. This Cryptic Command's about to be real good. The approach the second sun portion of the game is when you're ready to actually start winning the game and have things locked up. So this is return the ranks. So I'm going to go counter your spell, draw a card, Terminus, clear your board. Do I want to clear the land off the top of my deck? Probably.
You got distracted while heating it up.
Thanks.
Right before. Which of these do you want?
This one. Thank you, wife. I love you. I know.
I'm great.
You are great. You're not wrong. Logic Knot's a good pickup. We have these Field of Runes to shuffle. I can probably start taking them off their colors here, huh? What are the odds they have 2 basic planes in their deck? Low? I feel like the odds they have 2 basic planes in their deck is pretty low. No, I think bottoming the snap is fine. They do have 2 basic planes. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I wanted to shuffle anyways. We can work towards another land here. Ideally, we're going to get to cast Approach the Sun with Logic Knot up. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We don't second Sun because they could cast Rally and kill us. Chat, do you know how many cards you have to skip drawing to win the game with Jace? It's a lot of cards. It's a lot of cards, chat. I feel like chat doesn't fully appreciate how many cards you have to skip drawing to win the game with Jace. Approach is definitely kind of medium in matches like this. It's definitely better against like aggressive decks that care about the 7 health that can buy you a turn. And what's the word I'm searching for? It's decent against mid-range decks where you just kind of want this free win condition. I don't really care about this Blood Artist. I'm gonna be muting on and off to eat this pizza. Although I also need to make sure I stay up on clock here, so maybe we'll wait to eat till we get to sideboarding. Yeah, this is game 1, and they're down 12.5 minutes, so this is game 1, match 1. Yep. All right, so if I play Teferi here, he's gonna untap 2 lands. I'll play another land, so that's probably fine. All right, so rips are great. Purge is probably fine. I actually think Negate's good. This may or may not be good. Maybe they just assumed that they weren't going to be able to win 2 in time. I'll take it. I'm going to eat some pizza. I'm going to keep this Jace. We already have 2 more lanes in our hand, and like Search for Azcanta hopefully can help us find the 4th. I have onions and green peppers on the pizza that I'm eating, and sweet and tart dressing from Monocle's Pizza. This stream is in no way sponsored and endorsed by Monocle's Pizza, but Monocle's, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Man, this hand's pretty good in a Hallowed Fountain mirror match if we hit some lands. Outro to Pierce, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. For people asking about the technical details about how the mute icon appears, you can hotkey whatever you want in OBS. There's literally a giant you click settings and click hotkeys, you can literally hotkey anything to pop up and hide in OBS on any scene. So super easy and clean. OBS is great software. OBS stands for Open Broadcast Software. It's basically the industry standard for Twitch broadcasting these days. It's fully cross-platform. Sulfur Falls means likely not Storm, probably some kind of Blue Moon deck. Well, welcome to a live one, Outro. I appreciate you throwing your Prime this way this month. I mean, OBS isn't even good because it's free. It's good because it's good software. Like, no software is bug-free. No software is idiot-proof. And lordy, let me tell you, there are a lot of idiots out there. I think I'm actually going to Cryptic Command this. I think there's a non-zero chance that these are never going to have a good window to resolve, and I just want to like counter this and draw a card. If they like tap out and play a Jace, I can untap and play my own Jace. I've used Streamlabs OBS a little bit. One, Streamlabs OBS is not cross-platform, so Streamlabs OBS does not support OS X and Linux, and I do all my streaming from a Unix system. Don't need a Terminus. Alright, looking for a land. I'm going to keep Logic Knot. I think that card's too good in this matchup to pass up. It feels bad to miss a land drop here, but I think Logic Knot is worth keeping. Yeah, OBS is open source software. Are we allowed to call it the draw step bug on Moto? Arbor Elf Pass, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Thing in the ice. All right, good. I was worried these pass and these terminuses weren't going to do anything. Thanks for helping me out, opponent. Shaman of the Great Hunt is sweet. That card's a lot of fun. I'm going to bin this because it flips my Azcanta. Field of Rune. Cast another search for Azcanta. So this way, after they field this one, I have a backup. So, I wonder if I messed that up. So do I just slam my Jace here? I think I just slam my Jace, right? I could field their field, or I could slam Jace. Field their field, hold up Logicon is kind of appealing. I think I want to slam Jace. Yeah, it's Jace +2. It's Jace. Play Jace, Scry. 10 out of 10. Remember, just a friendly reminder to people that are new to the stream, the quickest way to a 10-minute break from chatting is to say a line that I took was bad without explaining why it was bad. I'm always willing to learn from people that are watching the stream and like hear other opinions, but if you don't actually provide opinion, if you just tell me I'm wrong, you're not actually just helping, you're just like saying something to take a crap on me. So please be constructive and specific if you're going to provide feedback. If they have Bolt, Snap, Bolt, plus the field, we end up pretty far behind here too, right? Maybe it was better to just guarantee I keep the Azcanta. I don't know. That could go either way. The other thing is that, like, there's no guarantee, like, they don't have Blood Moon in their deck. So, like, Azcanta's, like, mileage kind of goes down because of that, too. Saying that another play is better is the same way as implying that the play that we made was bad. Two different ways to do the same thing effectively. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that Azcanta is more valuable than Jace. Do I just like Terminus to Snapcaster Mage? I think I do. There is nothing wrong with doing what you like in Modern. Modern is definitely a format that's about doing what you love. They almost certainly have a basic mountain in their deck. Possibly even two. I think aggressively field diverting them is silly here. Yeah, even if what you like is Tron. You shouldn't feel bad as a Tron player. As a Tron player, it's not your fault that Tron is legal in Modern. It's WotC's fault. Anybody who gets mad at you as a Tron player for playing Tron in Modern is misplacing their rage. The place their rage should be directed is Wizards of the Coast for allowing Tron to be a deck. You should never feel bad for playing a deck you enjoy. You are not the one that designed that deck, and you are not the one that allows that deck to be legal. Resolves? Do I even care about this? I don't think I care about this, right? I think I just, like, go get... I think I just go get an island and, like, pass here. I think I'm just gonna go get an island and pass. I think I'd rather just have more blue, honestly. Oh, they can Tameo the Plains. It's a good point. It's a good point. And think about that. Yeah, it's called Grixis Death Shadow, Vonin. It's a deck that's been a tier 2 deck. You could argue that that deck was transitioned to Legacy. Yeah, Teferi's really good, believe it or not. I need to try and catch up on clock here a little bit. Our opponent's currently up a minute on clock, and that could definitely be relevant here. I think I'm bottoming even a basic there. I think I'm just like snap crypticking most things next turn, so that way we can start attacking this Tamiyo. Like, even a cantrip here, I might snap cryptic. If they just pass the turn, I'm gonna snap cryptic, bounce the Tamiyo. Oh, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to opt, because that would give them a chance to bounce the Teferi. And if they bounce the Teferi, that would be bad for us. So I'm going to hold Logic Knot up here. Sure. Sure. How do we feel about Teferi the Blood Moon cast Approach? Get Teferi the Blood Moon cast Approach. Yeah, I think I like that. Lets me fetch my basic planes here as well. Well, I don't really care if they have the Blood Moon one, especially once I have a second planes. I can't beat this ultimate, right? So I should do this. Sure. Need to snap path this, and then have negate plus, honestly, maybe I'm supposed to just untap and Terminus this. There's a chance I'm supposed to untap and Terminus this. My dancing graveyard here. And if they get a land here, they shuffle the Tamiyo away. Not that, like, I'm super worried about the Tamiyo with the Logic Knot and stuff. Oh, I shuffled my approach away, right? Because I fetched the basic planes when I hit the Blood Moon. Oh, I did that before casting. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We good. Yeah, we use the basic planes to cast it. Good call. So it should be coming up soon, right? If you snap approach, it gets exiled. Part of the flashback rules text says that if this card would be put anywhere other than exile, exile it instead. I think it's on top of my deck here, right? I think approach is on top of my deck, if I'm counting correctly. Might be one more. Yeah, it might be one more. All right, go. This is just game one. Yeah, I believe little Jace would put it back in the library. I'm gonna let this happen. I'm just saving my Logic Knot to fight over the approach here in a second. No. No. Do, 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 do. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so this is great. Celestial Purge is great. Lyra Dawnbringer is probably great. Dispel is certainly fine. Terminus is really bad. Easy cut there. Azcanta's bad against their fields and their Blood Moons, but honestly, just like the Think Tank front half, I think is good enough. Do I want to cut a path? I don't want to be... They're probably bringing in threats post-board just like I am, and I really don't want to be cold the thing in the ice. So I think I want to leave the paths in. I need cards to cut, though. Maybe Lyra's not good enough. Just because double white can be hard under Blood Moon. Just trim Thought Scour. It's a filler card. I saw Christie's bits. Happy birthday, Justin. Yeah, Rix is my favorite Negate art. Bring in Surgical. Get out of here. I could go down another Thought Scour. I could see that being okay. This card could randomly steal for us. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I was gonna say the person that said we should bring in Disenchant for Karanos, you should read Karanos. That's a good draw. My body's ready for them to counterspell us and then Blood Moon us. The old one too. Well, our greedy mana base has been Blood Mooned out of the game. Ooh, candy. Morning, Stanley. Right, and we have like 5 islands in our deck, but we can find one. Forgot to tweet when we started this league. Although I guess this is a bad time to tweet now because we're actually up 10 seconds on clock. Ooh. Nope. I would love that one. Let's put this into play first here. Give him the old D. It's pretty 3 is pretty expensive. Maybe it could be okay. I don't know. Again, modern is a format that rewards tempo and mana efficiency, not flexibility by and large. Okie doke. Put that one right on away. It's really annoying when I can't remember my own commands that I just made a second ago. By the stream, that was it. Probably black. Raging. Probably black is the best supporting color for it. You could maybe argue that I'm supposed to keep the up because it lets me dig deeper, but just like hitting the blue source naturally this turn is better for us, so I'm just going to try and do that, I think. So, probably dead this game because Blood Moon's a fair and interesting magic card. Blood Moon's a big part of why these interactive decks are so bad in Modern. They're very, very, very good against these decks. Just like, even games where you like have some of your colors, you just like don't have enough of them to like play a game of Magic consistently under Blood Moon. Obstructionist is very good. This is one of the many situations where Obstructionist is great. It's very, very flexible card. So I should do this during their upkeep. Yeah, the Shoal Infect deck is really sweet, Brain. Felt very powerful when we played it. I think we 4-1'd. I forget. No, it doesn't keep... What is dishonest about the 2-color mana base that I'm playing, Dog? And I'm going to entertain you for half a second. Form a constructive and reasonable argument about what's dishonest about my deck. Because guess what? Blood Moon's not good against decks like humans. That's the deck that's actually dishonest. Blood Moon, humans just plays Aether Vial and Noble Hierarch and gets on the board before your Blood Moon and then kills you through your Blood Moon. Like... What's honest about what's currently occurring here in play? Like, how, in what way, shape, or form is the deck that I'm currently playing dishonest? Because that's the argument you're making. Your argument is that if it keeps people honest and it's punishing me, then my deck is therefore dishonest. So what's dishonest about the deck that I'm playing? Would genuinely like to know. This is like one of the most fair and honest decks you can play in Modern. I want to just prioritize taking all their threats off the table first, chat. I'm at 4 health. I need to not die. The difference between 3 and 4 is huge because it keeps my opponent from killing me with a lightning bolt. Field of Ruin is like the farthest thing from a dishonest card. It's a really well-designed and practical card. In fact, Field of Ruin actually does what you're trying to say Blood Moon does. Field of Ruin punishes greedy mana bases and keeps people honest. Field of Ruin says, hey, did you register a significant number of basic lands in your deck? If yes, then you shouldn't really care about Field of Ruin. Blood Moon says, hey, idiot, were you lucky enough to draw one of the 6 to 10 basics you put in your deck? If not, screw you, you're not playing Magic. Like, that Blood Moon doesn't punish people who are dishonest. Blood Moon punishes people who are unlucky. And, like, I get it. Like, you even hear people parrot that horse crap on GP coverage. Like, I've heard GP casters say on a number of occasions, there's the Blood Moon keeping people honest in Modern. And, like, people don't invest energy in thinking for themselves and assessing, like, what it's actually doing in the games where it's being played out and what decks it's actually good against. They're just like parrots that hear Blood Moon keeps people honest, and then they parrot it to other people in the future when people bring up that the card's obnoxious. Yeah, you can count that as a rant for your bingo card. 10 out of 10. Holy crap. Holy crap. You won't have a problem with Blood Moon if you play 1 to 2 colors. I really hope you just showed up to the stream. Get out of here. Holy crap. Like... I clicked the permanent ban button. Can a mod unban that person and time them out? I didn't mean to permanently ban them. They should have just taken a break. Please and thank you. If they top cards here, I'm going to Thought Scour them. Because, like, flipping our Azcanta sooner doesn't matter in this matchup because they're going to have Blood Moons and Field of Runes. They put 2 cards on top. I've lost to Blood Moon playing a 2-color blue-red deck. a deck that only needs to find 2 basic islands. Like, it's okay to say that Blood Moon's a powerful card. That's true. Blood Moon's a powerful card that hoses entire strategies. The strategies that it hoses, though, are different than the strategies people like to imply that it hoses. I'm not going to put Field in my bin. I'd actually like to play that and hit one of their things and get another basic island. Give blue decks Force of Will, keep Modern Fear. WX Carbon, thank you for the 5-month free subscription. I appreciate that. You already have Force of Will in Modern. It's called Leyline of the Void, and any deck can play it. I don't think Force of Will fixes problems that Modern has, and I don't think it would be a worthwhile addition to the format. I'm doing this now during their upkeep because I don't want to get Stifle Birded out of my Field of Ruin. Resolves. Do I even kill this game? I have 2 islands. Do I even kill this? I feel like I don't. Jace. Cryptic. That makes me want to kill this. The Stifle costs 3. Why would I? Do I really want to kill it? I have a lot of basics in my deck. I definitely don't want to wait. Definitely don't want to wait. I'm going to need next week's article to be about why they should unban top and print back to basics in Modern. Stop it. They have Torrential Gearhulk in their deck. They played that last game. Torrential Gearhulk is the reason why I brought that in. I posted about that on Twitter, Conqueror. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you definitely should. I think supplemental reprints directly into Modern would be great. I don't know why that doesn't exist now. To set the bar exceedingly low, Back to Basics is a more fair card than Blood Moon. You don't want to be surgically extracting random cards out of their deck. Leave the surgicals in your sideboard for the graveyard decks. That's a little brutal. That's a good play on the opponent's part here. This is another reason to potentially leave the other Blood Moon in play because it leaves future Blood Moons as dead draws. That remand play is like Twin 101. You can always tell who didn't play during the Splinter Twin era whenever they see someone remand their own spell in response to a counter and like, oh. Alright, 4 basics and 40 cards. 2 looks a turn. All I'm going to say about cards like Boil and Blood Moon and Choke is there is a reason why those are Magic cards that don't get printed anymore. There's a reason why, now that we know what we know about game design and designing interesting interactive games, those are cards that are no longer printed. I'm really looking forward to whatever the next non-rotating format is. Like, don't get me wrong, Modern's great and I love Modern, but whatever the next non-rotating format is, without cards like Blood Moon and without fetch lands, oh lordy, please no fetch lands. I'm really looking forward to playing that. Why don't I remove Blood Moon? Because I kind of play through the Blood Moon at this point, which means this Detention Sphere gets to answer their next actual threat. Fetch lands are just boring. They're like loading screens in the middle of your game of Magic. They're bad for coverage, they're bad for the round clock and competitive play. They're just pretty bad overall. Am I Cryptic Commanding this? I think so. Like, keep your threat off the table. I got my Dispel up here in case they have something to fight over this with. Perfect. They've not announced it yet, but it's definitely a matter of when, not if. Even just resolving Game 7 here is going to be pretty good. I'd be very surprised if the next new non-rotating format didn't start after cons. Would be very surprised. Put planes into my bin. I think I have to draw this, because if they Tameo me, I don't want them to be able to lock me off of white mana. They haven't announced where their new non-rotating format will begin. I'm sure we'll get details when they actually announce it. Sure, but like none of that's official. Just like some random comment in code is not like R&D saying this is for sure what we're doing. Alright, so it's 7 cards down. Oh, I'm gonna draw that. Don't transform. I'd love a Snapcaster Mage. This gets us to the search slower, but like there's a good chance the search isn't gonna resolve when we draw it anyways, so like whatever. This is super aggressive. Thoughts on Frontier. Frontier is a format that was created so a Japanese store could sell their backstock of cards that they'd otherwise never sell. And they did a very good job at doing that with the format. And this wasn't the approach 7 cards down. So we have another approach coming. So we're going to get to cast this, and then we're going to cast the next one. The approach win is not counterproof. This has to resolve to win the game. Counterspell. Counterspell. Celestial Purge. I actually don't really care about that. The first one can be countered. The second one has to resolve. I mean, results. Yeah, yep, okay, okay. All right, I should have done this last turn. I'm going to cast this first to bait. Mmm. Mmm. One could argue that I was a master at baiting, chat. One could certainly make the argument that as far as baiting goes, I am towards the top of things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sun's out, guns out, chat. Sun's out, guns out. Oh baby, look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah, just get in there. Get him. Get him. All right. Good games. Look at that. We're 2-0, chat. We're 2-0. All I'm saying is we're 2-0. We're finally winning some matches. Is it time to re-kick Moto? It might be time to kick Moto. I wonder. Shutter must have a memory leak too. There's no way that should be using 2 gigs. Moto's at 1.8 gigs. Probably get another one in here. How many hours to go 2-0? That is an hour and 10 minutes to go 2-0. An hour and 10 minutes to be 2-0. And our first opponent conceded after the first game. Justin is indeed getting his money's worth. I'm gonna mute while I eat this chocolate covered pretzel because it's delicious. This is a mulligan, right? I think this is a mulligan. Double Terminus in the opener really sucks. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, the 6 isn't exciting, but it's definitely keepable. Oh, no! They heard we were undefeated, so they pressed the Tron button, chat. They heard we were undefeated, so they pressed the Tron button. Ambush Viper, I choose you. Deal? They get a free league if they restart the game. Alright, Negate's a good draw. Snapcaster into Teferi into Negate. We might have a chance here. Nope, looks like they're playing good, Tron. The real question is, do I negate a Stirring Seer or a Scrying? I think I do. I think I do. They have nothing. That's so good for us. Path is a good draw too until they Ulamog us next turn. I'm going to negate this because they're getting to the point where they can even just cast threats, and that like finds worm coils and other threats too. Oh no, we milled our other approach the second sun. That's sad. I guess I could find a Jace here, and I'm going to untap my lands anyways. Logic Knot, I am in for. Next turn I get to approach plus hold Logic Knot up still. No, a 4-mana counterspell is not a thing against Tron. Things that are not a thing against Tron. 4-mana counterspells. Teferi gets us back to approach pretty quickly, which is sweet too. Thought Scour gets us back to approach real fast, chat. All right. Oh, are we gonna steal game one? I think we might steal game one, chat. I think. Okay, so let's stop counting our chickens. Okay, they could hit natural Trod next turn and we could die. So it's 6 cards down right now, right? It's 6 cards down at the moment. And this is going to be 3, 4, 5. We need one more cantrip. Alright, I'm going to let their Sanctum of Ugin trigger resolve before we show them we have Logic Knot. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Alrighty, let's get in my deck. Alright, are we keeping our 4-mana counters? Yeah, Cryptic Command's very good in this matchup. Kylo, thank you for the 4-month 3 subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Do we need 3 searches? I think so. Yeah, the surgicals are coming in to pair with Field of Rune here. That's definitely why they're coming in. Oh, we can also Thought Scour them and take a Tron land that way. Yeah, is it Trim Jace? Jace is only really good because of Terminus. Yeah, this card, we're only playing this card because Terminus is good. I mean, white gold, you should like, that's what we're trying to find out. Like, I'm not saying, so here's the thing. People are really bad at evaluating new decks because they just look at the records and go, oh, did we win or lose? If yes, then what we did was good. And like, I'm not just gonna go, oh, we're 2-0 in this league, so this card is good. We're 2-0 in this league, and one of the matches we won, we literally won in the back of this card. It's like, there's more to evaluation. That's what we're trying to figure out. Like, is this just a worse blue-white deck, or does approach add value to the archetype? That's the question you want to find out. You might be right that that's what we've done, but to answer your question is, I don't know. I need to play games of Magic with it to find out. Tuning decks on stream is miserable, but you knew the answer to that question, Burgle. Stony Silence is a card in this matchup that's either a 2 or a 10. Either you cast it and it wins the game, or you play it and it does absolutely nothing. It's like you paid 2 mana to discard a card. Burgle's like a lawyer at trial. He doesn't ask questions that he doesn't already know the answer to. Yep. All right, no turn 3 Tron this game, and we're gonna get to lock at least one chromatic piece out of the game. So now Stony Silence is probably gonna be pretty okay. Yeah, I agree. I think Stony Silence is definitely a card that you bring in this matchup, but I like to just be like realistic about the expectation that it has. I mean, this isn't just a straight typical blue-white control deck either, Goldmane. Like, did you look at the cards that we're playing? Like, we're playing copies of Thought Scour and stuff like that. We're playing cards that traditional blue-white control decks don't play. I agree with that assessment. I think Stony Silence is better than Blood Moon against Tron on average, because Stony Silence is a card that can stop Tron from developing, which is ideal. Yeah, Stony is looking like a 10 this game so far. I think I'm actually going to not play the Snapcaster Mage yet, because I want to be able to snap up next turn. Although now I can just play Search for Azcanta, which is great. Hold up Negate. Gotta put on your big kid pants and explain. I don't think it's better than this other thing because, and then give me an actual explanation. Can't just come in here and tell me I'm wrong. I think Thought Scour is better than Serum Visions because it enables our searches faster. It allows me to Miracle Terminuses on my opponent's turn. It makes playing 3 Snapcasters better. It allows me to hold up mana for my cantrips instead of committing to them earlier. I like a lot of what Thought Scour does in this archetype, and then you get to tie all of that in together with it makes logic not better, and then you get to tie all of that in with the fact that it gets you back to your approach the second sun faster. So like, it's doing something that's cute with the win condition that we're adding, but it's also doing something that's genuinely and uniquely powerful in the archetype as a whole. Thought Scour is good with Jace as well. This is an archetype that only has 4 fetch lands plus 4 Field of Runes, so there's definitely games where you struggle to have enough, cards for, enough shuffle effects, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it does all those things at instant speed, exactly. So, I think I just pass here. I guess if I field them, I still have Snap Opt up. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna field them here, huh? I'm gonna upkeep field them. It doesn't really matter when I do it. And again, like that validation that I just gave of like why I'm playing the card that I'm playing, if you want to tell me that a card that I'm playing is bad, that's the type of articulation that I would like from you. You need to tell me why it's bad and why the card you're suggesting to replace it with is better. So I'm going to go ahead and snap Opt at end of turn here. Would like to draw Surgical, or more Fields, or more Cryptic Commands. I also just, like, don't mind getting a 2-1 into play to start attacking them with. I guess I'm in for a Scrylands here, huh? Although maybe you could argue with the bottom plus the search, I could be greedy and bottom this and, like, still likely hit a land this turn. Nope. So we brought Surgical Extraction in for this explicit purpose. During their draw step, I would love another Snapcaster Mage, I think. During their draw step, I'm going to go ahead and Surgical their Tron piece. Telling someone that UI control is an established archetype and therefore can't try and approach shell is like saying humans deck can't attempt to be a great creature deck because, yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And just because something's established doesn't mean you shouldn't try new things. Like, you should go in with the expectation, especially if you're making edits to an established deck, that, like, your edits are probably going to be bad and, like, not better than the established deck, but sometimes you get lucky and you actually find something that's, like, really great. You want to wait until the draw step because their draw step could be Urza's power plant, and this way we get to take the power plant away from them before they can play it. That is a very beatable hand of cards. I think if they play... I was going to say we counter the Relic, but we actually don't because we have Stony Silence. Yeah, we also get to see an extra card of their hand this way. That's true. I'm going to take a picture really quick because it lasts longer. Gosh, could you imagine if you could do this in paper? Just, like, spread their deck out and snap a picture with your phone? Oh, they didn't board in a Stony answer. That's a good catch. Yeah, they literally didn't. Their only Stony answer is Ugin Worldbreaker Karn. So, if we can keep those off the table, we'll be in a good spot. I could use this as rampant growth, but I think that's a little aggressive. I'm going to negate this because a 7th land enables them draws that I can't negate. Also, maybe I should Cryptic that, actually, because then Snap Cryptic opens up. The Bant version was very bad, X. Did not win many games of Magic with it. One of their stated eventual goals is to move those types of featured events to Arena. And it's not even just to do with, like, cheating. That's just, like, an added bonus. Like, the reason to move it to Arena is because it's better for people watching them. Am I just supposed to... I'm probably supposed to Viper here now, right? Like, my hand is just absurd to the point where I can ambush Viper them. I'm actually kind of excited. That's lethal, right? Sweet. I'm actually kind of excited to play the blue-white control with Nimble Obstructionist later this week, potentially. This archetype feels really smooth. And you can actually kill people. Like, when your answers are great, this archetype is just so absurd. Oh, I probably should have countered this because it could find Ghost Quarter and then we don't have lethal. Who built this version? This build of this deck I built. This was me building the deck with approach in mind. Basically, I took my build that had Nimble Obstructionist in it, and I, like, cut it for... Okay, sure. And I cut it for some other things. Yeah, I agree. I agree with your assessment. I'm a big fan of using the entire Buffalo. Negate. Shishisha! That is how you 2-0 an unlucky Tron player. They did not have good aggressive Tron draws. This archetype's probably pretty okay against Tron's non-good draws, but I mean, it's pretty rare that they don't have natural Tron on 2 games in a row. We've successfully cashed a league with Approach the Second Son. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, baby! We're locked and loaded and ready to go. A lot of the normal blue-white decks, Burgle, aren't playing Spreading Seas anymore, as an FYI. He didn't cash yet, Moto could break. You kids. The Bant version was very bad, Axe. I answered you already. That's a great Hearthstone hand and a bad Magic hand. Seems pretty good. As promised, at least 3-2. Thank you, Wannabe Beetle. I appreciate the biddies. Quicken. Quicken is interesting. I could see Quicken over Thought Scour. I don't think I'd want Quicken over the Ops. Op's a pretty good card. Speaking of, let's top that. There's Justin with the $20 donation. Bounty paid. It's even sweeter that you dumpstered the Tron player. Thank you. I could have negated to keep them out of my hand here, but I think I'd rather just, like, cast my Ops and try and hit my land drops here. Yeah, Ops an instant. So we're playing for Termini. So Opt is good with that as well. Not at the moment, though. Sometimes you can't get away from them. Sure, you'd have to blind hit, unless you have a Jace the Mind Sculptor, in which case you can Thought Scour them and know that you're drawing a Terminus. Or a Temple, yep. Yeah, we have Scries as well. This is currently an unchecked Dark Confidant, so let's just make sure that that is not a thing that we have to deal with. Well, that'll be a good draw if we find another land here, especially with the Terminus in hand. It lets us set that back up. Another Dark Confidant's probably the worst thing they could have for us here. Why is Terminus an argument for Serum Visions? Serum Visions is a sorcery, so like it can help you dig to Terminus, kinda, but not really. Sure, but people often lose sight of the fact that just like playing two individually reasonable cards is often a decent choice. Could be some kind of green-black deck. With 3 basic swamps, I'd be surprised if they're playing Jund. Yeah, I think that's right. What Zoptic said. It's probably Black-Green Rock to just like drew a bunch of basic swamps to start the game. Yep. You can always find all of my latest deck lists on my website. Opt or Thought Scour, please. Opt or Thought Scour, please. Hey, chat. Remember all you kids that were like shitting all over my Thought Scours? God, I'm gonna eventually be able to not swear. This is why there's Thought Scours in my deck. This is why there's Thought Scours in my deck. All right, so we're gonna put this back. We're gonna put this back on top of it. We're gonna play this Colonnade. We're gonna pass the turn. It's a miracle! Oh, you know what? I could have fielded in response to the Terminus trigger there. To shuffle this approach that's on top of my deck. Maybe that was better. I think I'm gonna minus this here and then play Teferi. In my blue-red Temple list, I've been playing 2 Chandra instead of the Burst Lightning. Do you think Cryptic Command would be better? Put these towards blue-red Wizard aggro. I think Chandra is the better card, but I don't think I want 4-drops in general, especially not in my main deck. I tested what's it called? I tested various 4-drops before the open, and I was not happy with any of them. Maelstrom Pulse, okay. It's a good last one to have. Looking for Terminus. It's another Jace. I can snap, opt, plus block here. There's a good chance my opponent has, there's a good chance my opponent is going to have a Fatal Push or something here. I hate to flip this next turn. You don't... Playing the blue-red tempo deck as a card advantage deck is a key sign that you don't understand the role of the deck in the fair matches that you're playing. Your goal in the fair matches with a deck like that is not to grind. It is to kill them. Your deck has 12 lightning bolts in it. Kill them. End the game. I think it just shows yeah. Like I said, the fundamental misunderstanding of what the archetype should be trying to do. Back these two. I think I'm gonna fire up Colonnade here. Why would I want to play a second Jace? What's wrong with this one? Is this Jace broken? Did this Jace break when I wasn't looking, chat? Yeah, I'm counting Snapcaster. Snapcaster is 4 extra copies of every card in your deck. That's good, so... I think questions like that are pointless to ask, Craig. They don't do anything meaningful or constructive, so like why ask them? Bye, friend. All right. I think we usually... Why didn't we just cast... Because I couldn't cast Approach and Path to Exile, Justin. I only had 7 mana. I didn't want my Jace to die. If I had 8 mana, I would have cast Approach and Path, but I wanted to make sure the Jace lived. And I wasn't going to use the rest of my mana for anything, so I might as well attack with the Colonnade. Yeah, I think I want all the sweepers. You basically just want all your cards that play to the board to match up like this. I don't think this is a Lyra matchup. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm leaving all my sweepers in, so it feels like not a Lyra matchup. I think Lyra is also bad to bring in here because if my opponent has Liliana the Veil, they're definitely not boarding her out in this matchup. And playing a 5/5 and getting edicted by Liliana feels really bad. Lyra technically doesn't die to cast down. The actual answer is that it's pretty marginal which one you run. They both have small upside and small downside compared to each other. Cryptic, hot take. Cryptic is the only playable fog in Modern. Utopia Sprawl, interesting. Look at that. My editor on CSI. So if you wanted to see that mana base article earlier and the formatting was Fubard, it's fixed now. That is now formatted correctly. That's just to try it. I've not played any games with that card. It seems fine in theory. Basically, the reason I put it in there is because I came to the conclusion that I'm okay playing the card Cancel against blue-white control, so I think it might be okay. I don't know. It might just be hot garbage, but I'm going to play a few games with it. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder what they're ramping into. I'm going to take this hit using my health total as a resource here a little bit. Their deck doesn't have a ton of reach in it. This way, if they play another creature out and I Thought Scour into... Although I guess if they were going to play another creature, they would have done it pre-combat, so it got bigger. Oh, Drone is only attacking creatures. Okay, good to know. Look, I don't know what this card does. Obviously. Alright, so we're going to scour ourselves in hopes we can hit Terminus. We did not. Go ahead and path this one. Excellent. We can begin the sculpting of their minds. Pick it up. Your move. If they Maelstrom Pulse us here, we feel a little bit bad, but it's still a 1-for-1. And if they don't have Maelstrom Pulse, we're going to pull out really far ahead here on the back of the Jace. What do you have for 6? Hopefully it's just a creature. Oh. That's a biggin, chat. That's a biggin. That's a large, gentle walker there. Okay. Well. I would like the record to reflect that if this had been Nissa Vital Force, they would have gotten to kill the Jace this turn. I'm a big fan of Nissa Vital Force in this format. I think that takes away from your main strategy too much. I think people too often want to try and grind against these decks that want to grind in Modern. And these decks are absurdly greedy, chat. Don't try and grind with them. Just kill them. Just end the game. Just be like, yo, dog. Yo, dog. We're gonna get you. Alright, what do we got? A 3-drop Fulminator Mage. That's annoying. I'm going to counter this bounce Obnixilis, I think. So counter you, bounce you. And it feels a little bit bad not to get my 2-for-1 here, but with Jace going, the 2-for-1s are a little less important. Can't go around him. Can't go through him. Can't go over him. Gotta go under him, chat. Got to go under him. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So, Bob Nixilis is going to come into play next turn. What do I want to shuffle here? I guess I kind of want to keep all of these, huh? I want to just keep all of these. I'm going to path this, Thought Scour, Bob plus Colonnade, ship into... that's annoying. Oh, I guess I get to control this now, right? Oh, there's a Snapcaster on top of our deck, right? I just get to blank this. So now I get to do this, target opt, and then like let this resolve, show them my land and my 7-drop. And like next turn, Snappy plus Colonnade just like ship into the Opt Nixilis. We are 3-0 and we are up a game in this 4th match. You have an X spell? No, deal. Yeah, we beat Tron, we beat a Blue Moon variant, and we beat an Aristocrat style deck. We have cashed a league with Hallowed Fountain in our deck, chat. Is this the Hallowed Fountain deck which the legends foretold of? I'm going to ship into them instead of casting Approach the Sun because I want to get rid of this Ob Nixilis. Ob Nixilis is a card that could get us into trouble. I'm going to put this and this on top of my deck. Yes. I'm going to play this. I'm going to fire up Colonnade. Justin, stop trying to win the game. We're not at the win the game portion of the game yet. If I start trying to win the game, I have to stop drawing cards, so calm down. Ooh, they have Fatal Pushes in still? Okay. That's extra rough because now I can't opt into Terminus on their turn. Yeah, basically, like, we just want to make sure we don't get too far behind, I think. Just, like, really, really try and lock things up. Gosh, they have another giant spell here. Kalitas, they have a removal spell for my Snapcaster Mage. So, I know there's a Temple on top of my deck, and there's a Terminus under it. So I'm going to go ahead and opt here. Bottom this, draw Terminus. Bye, friends. Peace, feed the bear. Catch you later. Ugh, that's rude. I'm just gonna keep floating this Terminus on top here. Ob's ult says we take damage every time we draw a card, which is pretty bad for us. Yeah, I'm gonna keep floating the Terminus. And like with the Thought Scour here, we can like get back to this what's it called real quickly, right? Although if they draw another card with Obnixilis here, we also just get to like fire up Colonnade and try and kill them. He's dead, Jim. Whew. That's bold. That's bold. All right. All right. I like it. Yeah, I was definitely going to attack that turn if they didn't fire it up. Okay. Well. Is this what it feels like to win with Hallowed Fountain in my deck, chat? Is this what it feels like to win with Hallowed Fountain in my deck? Have you, I'm not sure 100% what your deck's doing, GMP, but have you tried Nissa Vital Force over the Obnixilis? If that Obnixilis had been Nissa, you would have gotten to kill my Jace because she's a little bit more aggressive. Concede so Watsy doesn't find out about the deck. Can we, is it legal to 5-0 with Approach the Second Sun in our deck? Are they gonna send the Modern Police after us? If we 5-0 this league, are they gonna reban Jace? Is that what's gonna happen? That's how this works, right? If we 5-0 the league, they have to reban Jace on the 20th. They're gonna ban Hallowed Fountain. This is our first league we've cashed, Evik. We are 4-0. Looks like Ponza. Ponza's a very bad matchup for this archetype. I think I need to leave up Negate here. This is exactly the type of deck that Ponza preys on. Ponza preys on fair interactive decks. They could be playing Kiki Chord. Statistically, they're Ponza. They could be playing Kiki Chord. Oh, jeez. I'm so dumb. I forgot. Sorry. I forgot to send my article to my editor for the week. I emailed him about the issue on the site. Yeah, this is fine. Sorry about that. No, we're only negating Blood Moons and Stone Rains here. I don't think I want a Terminus there. I think if I had an untapped land, I'd Terminus there. But I think because I can't play the search if I Terminus, I just don't want to. Almost our 1 year anniversary. Normally a YouTube watcher just bought a new comp, so now I can watch this. This is a Justin archetype request, but this is my deck list. So Justin asked me to put together a deck with Approach the Second Sun in it. So this deck and all the decks we play today will be decks that I've built with that contain Approach the Second Sun. My article this week will be talking about what I would do if I was in charge of the Modern ban list with the update coming up. To be fair, I built the Bant decks that we played too. All the decks we're playing today are decks that I've built. So again, people, it's very easy to just think that like when you're successful, you know, everything you do is successful. Like there's a lot of the Bant deck is like giving you a little bit of, you know, the experience of seeing what hit the cutting room floor basically. You can find my articles every week on coolstuffinc.com. 2 shots of an untapped land here. I'm going to be greedy and bin a tapped land if we see one. Ding. I'm going to plus Jace. Yep, bottom that one. I don't want Jace to die to Bolt or Bloodbraid Elf attacking, so plussing is definitely right. The Ram Shot was really bad. We got an Inferno Titan. Also lets it live through Inferno Titan. Alright, and we actually have an answer to this board. I am not going to bin that. Oh, if I bin it, I can flip the search. Yeah, I'm going to bin it and flip the search. And we drew a land. Sweet. So I get to go ahead and brainstorm this back, and then I get to snap opt into it. Now I can just opt into it naturally, which is sweet. Or Thought Scour into it. Yeah, I'm going to Thought Scour into it. Yeah, I get to Thought Scour into it, and I get to activate Azcanta this turn. Did I stack that right? I stacked that right? I can't remember if I... Is Terminus on top? I'm aware I have to mill the opponent. I don't remember if I put the Terminus on top. Terminus is on top. I'm pretty sure I clicked the Terminus second. I clicked the Terminus second. Alright, I'm pretty sure. I haven't messed it up yet today, but like I wouldn't put it past myself. We're doing a lot of things here. I was reading chat. Alright, God bless. God bless you, Jeff, from 15 seconds ago. You can keep your job. You didn't mess up. Alright. Alright. No, the moto... I don't believe the moto log shows you. Alright, I have Snap, Negate, and Snap Logic Knot here, so even a second Titan we get to beat here. Jeff from 15 seconds ago confirmed MVP, right? Past Jeff didn't let us down like future Jeff is bound to. Why do you sound like Christy? Why you have to be so mean? Why you have to be so mean? I think I'm okay with this. I think I want to save my counterspells for things that I actually care about. Like, this is going to get to replace itself here. And I have 2 more Search for Azcantas in my deck, so I think I'm just fine with this. I would love a Cryptic Command. I could Snap Negate to get a clock going, I guess. I guess I do have 2 Snapcasts. I don't know. I feel like I should just, like, only counter cards I actually care about. I don't think I actually care about that one. The easiest way to lose or get behind with the control deck is to misevaluate the priority of the cards your opponent is playing against you. Like, how much you actually care about them. Put back this. Put back this island. So I'm going to go like this and this. Because I might opt past that Jace if they don't give us something to Cryptic. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to... I kind of wanted to hit a land this turn, but I think I'm going to plus Jace next turn to get him out of Bloodbraid Bolt range here. Jeff Hoagland at gmail.com is my best business email. Alternatively, also Twitter also works. Is this a Fate Seal them out of the game? This might be a Fate Seal them out game, right? Nah, even if I bounce the Sprawled Land, they still have 6 mana. Like, the difference between 6 and 8 is whatever. Yeah, I think Elder Deep Fiend's a sweet card. I think there's a good chance that that's pretty reasonable. What if we snapped Cryptic Command? And then, what if my Cryptic Command drew me a Snapcaster Mage? They used all the red because they didn't have any cards in their hand, chat. I should have attacked with this. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna bury them with our Mind Sculptor here. Nope. This is the part of the game where, like, if we were playing in paper, I'd just be playing with my hand face up at this point. Just like, concession is always an option. Nope. If you alt the Jace, I'll donate $10 in. That's what we're doing anyways. Oh no! Oh no! Jace is taking a heavy hit here. Fate Seal is very good again. I'm gonna reveal the Terminus just for the rub-ins. They should have conceded in response to this. I get to see their deck now. They have a Torch of Defiance. They have the full 4 Inferno Titans. They have 1 Nissa. They have a Courser. They have a couple random. They have a real hodgepodge of threats. Alright. Well, that was a pretty commanding victory. That felt good. This is definitely a Disenchant Celestial Purge matchup. Verdict is good. I think Logic Knot's necessary. Is Negate necessary? I think Negate is probably necessary. I think Clique is good. Lyra is probably great, right? Yeah, I think we need to board an approach here. I think this is a matchup where it's just not good. Wow, hello there with the $5 donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We sculpted their minds. I agree. I agree. You should watch the second match of this league if you think the approaches are just here to be too cute. Camwell coming through with the $10 donation. I'm a man of my word. Here's your $10, you modern master. I appreciate it. I don't think Oust is better than Path. I think it could be good in addition to Path potentially, but it's definitely not better than Path. Azurius Renegade, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Gosh, this league's been going on for over 2 hours. Still here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much for keeping me employed this month. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate the support. This hand's going to feel real bad when we get Stone Rain to never draw another land or get Blood Moon onto, but this isn't a mulligan, so let's keep it and hope for the best. Sure, Captain Bubble, I disagree with your sentiment because control decks fundamentally tend to lack things that allow them to actually turn the corner. 10 for the alt, 5 for the league. I hope you liked Justin before today started because afterwards you might not. You have to path to exile the dork. I think that is a very incorrect line. I think you just hope they don't have it. I think path to exiling the mana dork during their upkeep is playing to not lose. We flat out comboed Blue Moon. That is correct. You should watch the control mirror that we played in the second round of this league. If you like the approaches have felt very reasonable. Yeah, definitely, Lumberjack. Actually, someone sent me a Bionic Broccoli, I believe it was, if I recall usernames correctly, sent me a print of the Masterpiece Painter Servant, and framing it with the card would be kind of sweet. No, I don't think I path the dork now. I think I'd rather just hold Negate up. Because if I path the dork and then they draw like a land and Blood Moon me or Stone Rain me, I feel really bad. Like, this feels a little bit bad if they had like, if they had, what's it called? If they had, like, a Bloodbraid Elf. But outside of Bloodbraid Elf, I think this is good for me. And, like, they don't have lands here, so, like, I'm not even going to path this. We need another white source, and then we're going to get to go ahead and, I think I'm going to risk casting the Search for Azcanta here. We need a white source to be able to cast the Supreme Verdict. That'll probably lock the game up if we do. Hey, Lost Axiom, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. If I get Blood Moon or Stone Rain here, it feels a little bit bad, but I think it's worth playing the search here because it gives me the best chance to find white. Feels bad, man. Am I supposed to path in response there? Maybe I'm supposed to path in response there. Yeah. Yeah, tapping out for search might have lost us there. Might have lost us the game. Again, just like Blood Moon punishes two-color interactive decks. That's what it does. Anybody who tells you otherwise is either an idiot or lying to you. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm gonna upkeep path this. That way they don't get the mana this turn, and they can't. What's it called? They can't get another land to make another clue. Now I have a Detention Sphere, a Disenchant, and a Celestial Purge in our deck that can kill this Blood Moon. Yep. This is why their deck's very good against fair interactive decks, chat. Because once they Blood Moon us, they get to destroy us off our few basics. Now I'm just going to draw this. So, punish for burning the path, but I think we're definitely supposed to do that. If they have another Stone Rain, I'm going to concede. Let's get to the next game. That's whatever. That is a good one to pick. Yeah, we're currently 4-0 in this league. It looks like we're about to be going to game 3 in this last match, though. I like how they're stopping me from flipping the search. Like, do you understand that I don't want to flip this? Yeah, if they would have Stone Raided the Plains, I would have conceded on the spot. But they didn't, so I didn't. I guess I could have kept going there. We would have drawn the island, and then we would have opted into the Plains the following turn. I think I'm pretty happy with what we did, though. You could maybe argue that tapping out for the search on 2 was wrong, but, like, they didn't have the Stone Rain the turn before. I think not casting the search is probably being pretty results-oriented. Seems decent. They have a non-basic Field of Ruin can get us a second basic. Azcanta is really good. Casting a 7-mana spell against the deck full of Stone Rains feels ambitious. I'm gonna bottom that. I just want more fetches and basics. I don't think decks are strictly moving towards one or the other. I think the Baneslayer, Angel, and Lyra are functionally the same in most situations, and people are just like overthinking it. I just like chose one at random. Honestly, there's probably more to Storm Breath versus Thundermaw than there is Lyra versus Baneslayer Angel. I think if they Blood Moon us again this turn, I'm gonna field and get a second island. I have nothing. That's sweet. I grab a second island here, I think. Temple of Tilt, Temple of Tilt, do 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 do. Hopefully they just like cast a creature here and we get to just verdict the board away. Tracker, Storm Breath, Bloodbraid into something bad. Bloodbraid into another creature. That's really bad for us. Citrus B, I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout so you can go read the cards that you're talking about. Enjoy your break. All right. Of course you can have a timeout, Technopunk. Would Ambush Viper be useful there? Yeah, maybe actually. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to just Ambush Viper there. I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That's right to just Ambush Viper there. It would let me pressure the Chandra too. Yeah, I should Ambush Viper there. I like that suggestion. Terminus is much better than Supreme Verdict. By so much, it's not even close. I wanted to hit a land drop there. I wanted to set up... I wanted to both hit a land drop and set up... I'm just going to pass the turn here and set up Terminus. So, I think brainstorming with the Jace was much better. Yeah, we're gonna snap opt unless they give us something we have to counterspell. Alright, so if I lose this game, it's because I punted. I should have played the Snapcaster Mage on turn 3. The Snapcaster Mage should have been in play on turn 3. And then this Chandra would be far less threatening. I'm going to look for a blue source here. Untap blue source, ideally. Alright, we hit the Detention Sphere. That's really good. Okay, so... throw this back, play this, pass the turn. Detention Sphere is the type of card that could pull us back into this game. Jeez, do I... part of me wants to take all the Utopia Sprawls away, but that's definitely bad. I mean, if I de-sphere the Sprawls and leave them Chandra chat, Chandra is 2 mana. Oh, I guess I have Colonnade? Huh. Colonnade kinda changes the metric, I guess. I have to path them here, though, too. No, I'm just taking the Chandra off the table, chat. We're taking the Chandra off the table. Stop it. Yeah, we have to path Elf here, which is giving them another mana. So yeah, we're Detention Sphereing this, and like we're holding our counter spells up. This is how we die. This is how we lose the game. Stop it. Search for Azcanta. Sweet. Supreme Verdict seems less good at the moment. Although I can't actually cast Search and hold up Logic Knot this turn. I guess I really want to hold up Logic Knot, right? So I'm going to put back this and this for now. Give him the Dirty D. If I kill Chandra with Snap and Colonnade, I put my shields down for a turn. Maybe that's worth it. I don't know. I kind of like just not putting the shields down. I guess I have Path and Verdict, though. I don't know. I like guaranteeing they don't stick another Chandra, but I guess if I do that, this way I would have a Detention Sphere left over. Yeah, I probably should have done that. No, I think Chet's correct that I should have just done the other thing. Oh, I should have floated white with that. I also should have probably left this back. That's fine. All right, so I'm going to put back Field of Rune and Supreme Verdict. I'm going to play this. I'm going to cast Search for Azcanta, and hopefully that's going to let us pull out ahead here. I'm going to leave the Snapcaster back because I can block a Bloodbraid Elf. Doing this to get to the needed even 20k bits for my next badge. 1,400 to the first person to name a deck in the queue. Gets the additional 29 points towards it. Yeah, I don't think I care about that. Again, I just like only want to counter the cards that kill us. We're getting closer to me carrying, but I think that's still fine. There's a Field of Rune on top of my deck, right? Yeah, I'm just going to guarantee draw the Field of Rune here. Oh, and the Search is flipping. See, Field of Rune. I think Snapcaster is our way to win this game, although I like blocking Bloodbraid. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this back for now. I feel like I just want to, like, wait and, like, sit on this Azcanta and pull ahead here for a second. We can't beat steal them yet, because I feel like I'm not in a position to win. I'm to actually be winning the game. I'm still in a position where I'm, like, looking to lock up answers. I want, like, 2 or 3 answers in my hand before I start feat stealing them. I'm just, like, trying to not let the game get away from me, basically. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana up, so I'm gonna counter unless they pay, you know, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In case they have a Simian Spirit Guide. That's pretty good. That's a Snap Path deal. That leaves me a Negate to hold up as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put back. Colonnade's probably actually gonna let me Colonnade's probably gonna actually let me like win this game, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to snap path now, so that way they can't block my Snapcaster Mage. I get to hold Negate up here. Nivik, can you message me which deck you want that put towards? Please and thank you. That's a Disenchant in our hand. You know, maybe we've just been very lucky. But, like, maybe the problem this whole time wasn't... That's rough. Maybe the problem wasn't Hallowed Fountain decks so much as it was the Hallowed Fountain decks that people like to send me. What? How are you not killing my Jace? Sure. Thanks, Nivik. I guess if I would have played the island, I could have held up Negate this turn. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. Should have held up Negate rather than prioritizing the Scry. Musamito, thank you for the 5-month free subscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. We have not Teferi Thought Scoured an opponent yet. That is not something we've done. Alright. Put it back where you got it from. Alright, well. Oh, I forgot to... I don't know why. I thought I was going to get to click on 3 lands. I missed an Azcanta activation here, chat. Don't I want to shuffle the Inferno Titan? Do I? Is the Titan on top now? Yeah, it should be, right? Is this the part of the game where we Azcanta on our turn and then Teferi untap the Azcanta to Azcanta again on their turn? I think that's the part of the game we've entered, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, oh, oh. Oh no, not Bloodmourne. This is why people love Celestial Colonnade, isn't it? You get to, like, when you actually win the game, you, like, get to sit here and do this. Alright, alright, we'll kill him with the Celestial Colonnade. Calm down. Alright, now we can... Nah, screw it. Let's start Fate Sealing. Now we can start Fate Sealing. Stone Rain. Nah, you can keep that one. Do 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 boop boop boop. Oh no! You know, I was actually thinking I don't want to activate the search anymore because we could deck out, so let's just like not do that. It's so... Does the Colonnade kill them first, or does the Jace ult? Nope, that one can stay right where it is. $10 to ult the Teferi and Brainstorm. Deal. That chill emote is A+. Put Relic on the bottom. Yes. I decided how to approach this game. Just Lit, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. For the 5-0, thank you, Tinny. We're gonna loop around to the bottom of our deck here soon. All I'm saying is, if we were running 4 Nexus of Fate, we wouldn't deck. Alright, I'm gonna fire up the Colonnade now. I should have left more blue mana up, whatever. Justin gave me 10 extra dollars to get a Teferi emblem and spin the Jace with it. I have to discard cards, don't I? That's sad. I actually don't have enough cards in my deck to... I actually don't have enough cards in my deck to take all their lands away. There's only 8 cards in my deck, chat. There's only 8 cards. Yeah, I'm just gonna Jace ult them now. It's the saddest thing you've ever said. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, friendo. Alrighty, we did it. We managed to squeak it out for the 5-0s. Extreme Gamer, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. All right. You have plenty of cards in your deck because Brainstorm draws 3 and puts 2 back. That's fair. That's fair. Someone asked how long that league was. That league was 2 hours and 37 minutes. Is the recording that I'm gonna upload to YouTube. So takeaways from that league. This is the best sweeper in Modern, and it isn't particularly close. If you are registering the card Hallowed Fountain, Justin with the $10 donation, how'd that feel? It feels great, Justin. for people that are new to the stream, those chests turn into real dollars that like pay for my mortgage and like more leagues and stuff like that. So if you want to see me open a chest for a $2.50 donation, I will open a chest because that's how much those chests sell for. So I'm not a degenerate gambler. That's why I play friendly leagues, because they have a flatter price structure, so you gamble less. So back to the deck. If you are registering Hallowed Fountain in Modern right now, and you are registering any other sweeper before you register your 4 copies of Terminus, I think you've made a very big deck building mistake. I think this card's absurdly powerful. I think this is the best thing about this style of archetype, and if you're not leaning into this, you're not leaning into what this archetype is really doing the best at doing. Approach the Second Sun. That's kind of that's our deck building restriction for today. It actually won us some games. I know we boarded out there in that last match, and I think that's a good decision. I don't think it's very good against Ponza. I think if you didn't get a chance to watch that whole 3-hour league, it'll be up on YouTube later tonight. The second match where we played against Blue Moon, the approaches were actually very, very good. The approaches were very, very good. Thought Scour. People have been talking, as a long-time Jeskai player, do you think Jeskai could afford to play 4 Termini and 2 Jace? Yeah, possibly, Joe. I don't know that anybody's tested that, and if I wanted to play Jeskai, I would make sure I would test that. Thought Scour was really good. Burgle put it best. Thought Scour, we kind of use every bit of the Thought Scour Buffalo in this deck. Thought Scour clears Jace brainstorms. It sets up Search for Azcanta to flip faster. It feeds, there's Logic Knots in this deck, right? Where are my Logic Knots? I thought I had Logic Knots. Yeah, there's 2 of them hiding over here. It feeds Logic Knot to make that card more consistent. It makes Snapcaster Mage more playable. Not only does Snapcaster Mage struggle to have enough targets, and this puts more things into our bin for Snapcaster to snap back, this is also just like a reasonable card to snap back because it's an instant, right? The other thing is that this is another instant speed cantrip for flipping Terminus on their turn. And remember, if you set up Terminus on top of your deck with Jace the Mind Sculptor, you can Thought Scour them and then draw your Terminus and Miracle It on their turn. That came up several times in this league. This is probably something I'd play again. I'm definitely interested. We're going to try a non-approach the Second Sun blue-white build at some point. Not today. Today we're focusing primarily on approach the Sun decks. So this is a control build that we're going to try later. And actually, I think I only have 3 Terminuses in here. I'm definitely going to change that. This is going to get more Terminuses. Let's see a chest. Waffle Soup, thank you for the bits. I'm happy to crack one of those. I think you want 3 Azcantas in your deck. I think Azcanta's very, very good. And it's another one of the powerful things you really want to be leveraging. Look at that. What we have here is a friendly reminder of why I don't gamble on chests. Approach the Trotting Sun. All right. What are we doing next here? I think the first thing we're doing is restarting Moto. What are we at?